Well, hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So having just finished the first video, I'm now recording the second video. I'm just outside my hotel, the Lansdowne Hotel, on the seafront here. And this lion behind me dates from about 1800. So a couple of hundred years old. And that's also the hotel's 1800s. Queen Victoria used to enjoy coming visiting Hastings here. So we'll have a little wander along. The lovely lady at reception told me where I can get some supplies, and the old town Hastings in up that way. So let's wander along and have a little look. Let's take a look. Well, that's my hotel there, the Lansdowne. I think I'll go the opposite direction just at the moment. Have a look at the pier. Look at these lovely palm trees. They've got a good climate here. So there's the pier in the distance over there, and the ocean over there. So thank you. So we'll have a wander along here, perhaps have a quick look at the pier first of all, feeling all seasidey. Let's continue. Just look at that. What a lovely little open top bus there. Wonder how old that is. Just look at that. What a cracker. Little outside spiral staircase. Well, making my way down to the front here, there's plenty of shops along Claremont here, including Ocean Spice, which the receptionist has recommended as a good Indian restaurant. So that's a possibility. I did want Chinese, but could be an Indian tonight. So let's wander along here to the front, to the pier. Well, that's that little job taken care of. I've just made a restaurant. No, I haven't made a restaurant. I've made a reservation at the Ocean Spice Indian restaurant, as recommended by my receptionist at the hotel. By the receptionist, should I say, at the hotel. So I booked the table for 7. The reason is it's quite close to my hotel. Prices look affordable. It's quite close to my hotel, which means I can have dinner, get back and start working, start editing, and get at least 1 or 2 videos up. So good, that's that job done. Let's see if we can find the pier. But I don't want to be on the pavement back there. I want to be on the seafront, right here. Just feast your eyes on that. Another glorious day. Kevin's been a very lucky boy. Could all change tomorrow though. Rain expected, so rye could be wet rye, but we'll see, and I have to work with that. But the pier's just over here. Let's have a wander down. It's a Saturday afternoon. It's getting on for 2 o'clock. Not too crowded, but busy. Plenty of people around. Got the sauce park. Don't know what that is. Or something for the youngsters, I think. Oh, what a lovely day to be walking along the seafront, whichever part of the south coast you're in. Absolutely lovely. Right, let's find this pier. Shouldn't think it's going to be quite as grand and extensive as Brighton, but a pier's a pier. So as always, let's take a look. What an absolutely glorious day here. Wow, have I been lucky. So yeah, shingle beach here, but very spacious, not too crowded today. Brighton on the other hand would be a different matter today. With weather like this, it's going to be crowded down there. But this is a lot less crowded. So the pier is just over there. Looks like some chalets on there or some other building. But we'll have a wander a little along and see what we think. Let's continue. Well, as far as I can make out, Hastings Seafront seems to stretch right over there. There's a Ferris wheel. I doubt you'll be able to see it on the camera. Let me zoom in. If you can see it, it's a Ferris wheel up there. All the way along, opposite these beautiful buildings. Mostly 1800s, 19th century, early 1800s. Down to this pier here, which the receptionist says this is the pier. I'm not sure what I was looking at earlier. But let's have a wander along. It's about 2 miles from what I can see. Let's have a wander along. And here we are. This is Hastings Pier. Let's what's that over there? The White Rock Theatre just behind me there. Where is it? The White Rock Theatre just here. So let's have a wander along Hastings Pier. Well, certainly a little ride for the little ones. Lots of places to eat and drink. So yeah, there's a bit going on here. There's steps up there. Let's have a wander through. There's music playing, so I'm going to talk over that. But yeah, very wide pier, I have to say. Lots of games there. Little mini roller coaster for the little ones. Slush puppies, flying saucers, popcorn, all sorts over there. Over there. Where am I? There. So yeah, it looks nice. Some beach huts over here, so I'm just going to switch off because of this music. Some little outlets here selling Pebbles food hut there, little outlets. Some of them are closed. I guess it is the end of the school holidays now, so I guess we're kind of on the edge of peak season and sort of middle season or low season in August, September the 6th. So this would have been probably a lot busier during the school holidays. But I must say, what a very wide pier, big pier, well kept. Obviously not as many attractions going on as Brighton Pier. Brighton Pier is the Rolls Royce of piers. I should think the length and breadth of the country is the Rolls Royce of piers. And we've done it. Check out the Brighton series. So you certainly get some good views up here. People fishing over there. Let's take a closer look. Let's see if they've caught anything. Just look at that. And look at that. Look at the front there. Bit of modernity over there. But most of these buildings along here are early 1800s, early 19th century. Queen Victoria used to have a soft spot for Hastings as well. How about that? Some beautiful buildings and mostly well kept. As the receptionist was explaining, they get hammered by the salt from the ocean and the winds, and it deteriorates the paintwork. So that's constant updating. Here we are. Let's have a look at the fishermen. And sadly, right at this point is the end of the pier. They've shut it down at this point. There's Pier Town there. Presumably they're doing maintenance, repairs, refurbs. But there's this massive sort of decked area here. Tables and chairs, probably for eating and drinking. Just look at that in the background. What a view. What a view. There we go. So the gentleman I was just chatting to here was explaining he hopes to catch some sea bass, but at the moment they're being evasive. They're going low. No diving or jumping, not in a million years. What are these little plaques on the handrail? Oh, remembrance plaques, isn't that lovely? Ah, remembering their loved ones. That is so nice. And of course in the distance over there is the old town and the castle on the hilltop. Just look at that. My hotel will be over there somewhere, I think. So yeah, as I say, can't compare it to Brighton Pier. Brighton Pier is the Rolls Royce of piers, but this is a lovely pier. I'd imagine in the height of summer, which we're sadly past now, this would be absolutely buzzing. So there we go. This looks got quite a funky restaurant and bar here. So you sit outside here, if this is your view, the ocean. Again, in the height of the summer, it's closed now, so it sort of marks the end of the peak season. Well, that's the pier dealt with. Pretty basic, not much going on there as again compared to Brighton Pier. You're not going to beat Brighton Pier. But it's nice, very spacious pier. Lots of seating area, probably nice to sit and have a drink, maybe something to eat in the evening. But the busy time's gone now, only just, but it's gone. So I thought we'd have a walk along here, along the front, that lovely breeze because it's quite hot. We'll have a walk along the seafront here till we find the town. Walk past the town till we find the old town. It's the old town that I'm interested in. I think I walked through part of the town, making my way from the station, which is only about a 7 or 8 minute walk. So have a walk here along here until we find the old town. Let's continue. Well, look at that, there's actually people swimming out there. Brave souls. So as I get towards the wheel, just across there, sorry, a bit noisy there, you get an idea of the grandeur and splendour of some of these beautiful buildings. Again, probably early 19th century, maybe late 18th century, but certainly 19th century. So you have their antiquity, looks as though it could do with a coat of paint, and then just here, modernity, sitting side by side. There you go, it works. There's the deluxe bingo hall there, just underneath what is a very grand building. But it could be even better if they tidied up those wires hanging down. It's so unsightly. Why have they left it like that? And just up here is the wheel. Looks a lot smaller when you get up close. And there's the Happy Harold Hastings. District tour bus. Look at that, what a beauty. Still running. Wonder how old that is. Right on the seafront here is Crazy Golf. Pirate Golf, Adventure Golf, Crazy Golf. Very smart. Plenty for the kids to play. There we go. Not a bad shot. Holding one. Very nice. Swings over there and all sorts for the little ones. So plenty of activities here for the families. And there's that Ferris wheel there. From half a kilometre away it looked as big as the London Eye, but of course it never was. Bit of an optical illusion. There's nothing to give it scale, nothing behind or above to give it scale. So there it is, a little wheel. More fun and games for the families. And I think over there is the old town, and that's where I'm going to head next. Going to have a look at some of this history. And of course no seafront would be complete without a fish bar, fish and chip shop. Today's special medium cod and chips with a hot or cold drink. $13.40, doesn't seem too unreasonable. Well, now just behind me here is the old town proper, so we'll have a little wander around. Not sure how big it is, how many streets, little nooks and crannies, but let's wander in and have a little look. This is the old town. The first thing I've come across as I walk into the old town is the West Hill lift, the vernacular that takes you, vernacular? Takes you up to the top. Well, I think the castle is. That might be worth a look. But first things first, let's have a quick look round here. Air raid shelter, I like that. All sorts of knickknacks in there. The happy shop, looks like a music shop. This is very funky. Very funky. Might get a picture for my daughter there. Really quirky little shops. Sort of got a sort of Brighton-esque feel about it. Wow. Atomic marigold. Very nice. Lots of brightly coloured dresses there for the ladies. Lots of charm and character here. What a lovely mural on the wall there. Fantastic. Let's continue. Well, this is an absolutely lovely little antiquated street here. Let's wander through. Not as old. I mean, most of these buildings are probably... Oops, sorry. Most of these buildings are probably... dogs tripping me up. Are probably 18th, 19th century. Some might be 18th century. But in tomorrow's trip down to Rye, we'll be looking at 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th century buildings. But this is lovely. Lots of quirky little shops here. A little bit of shade afforded by the buildings. Anushka coffee house there. Well, I think I'm sorted for coffee tomorrow morning because I have to have one, sometimes 2 cups of coffee in the morning. And I brought my own coffee, and there's a kettle in my room. I've confirmed that with the receptionist at the hotel. This is lovely down here, isn't it? Just look at this, busy. It is a Saturday afternoon, you can sit and have a nice drink. Something to eat. Let's go up a little bit higher. Really lovely. Russell Court, the old pawn shop. Wow. Rowley's Fudge Pantry. Wow, it's a lovely little street. I don't think I'm even going to get lost today, which is unusual for me, but I do like to immerse myself in the geography of wherever I am in the world. And sometimes, as has been shown, I get hopefully lost, but getting lost can be quite good because you stumble across things that if it was all pre-planned, you know, as someone said, I like spontaneity as long as it's planned. Oh, there goes another rib. Look at this. Now, this building up ahead probably isn't 19th or 18th century. It's quite possibly 17th century. Ye old pump house, a Shepherd Neame pub up ahead. Let's have a closer look at that. Lovely little tobacconist and cigar merchant. Real old-fashioned cigar shop. Look at that. Just look at that, all the old signage. That is amazing. Wow. So much character. Greenhouse. Lovely little snack restaurant there. But this has caught my eye because this looks Tudor. And I don't mean faux, fake Tudor. This is the real deal. Look at that. That's the sort of thing we'll be seeing tomorrow in Rye. Looks like the beams could do with a bit of varnish. but that's all part of the character. That's the age. I would say that's probably 17th century. Could even be a bit older. Looking at the slight lean of the facade. Wow. Oh, I'd love to have a little peek inside. Just a little peek.
You guys okay?
Welcome, Smuggler's Rest. Oh, we'll just have a quick peek. Oh, wow. It's amazing. Just having a quick peek. How old is this building? Is it 17th century?
Parts of it are. This downstairs bar dates back about 300 to 400 years, but
Yeah.
the majority of the upstairs was destroyed in the 50s.
Right.
So it is a reconstruction.
But this bit where I'm standing now,
Majoritively, a lot of the stonework and the flooring down here is original.
it's fantastic,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's
What a lovely
alright. Head
look.
upstairs, it's much bigger.
Is it? Shall I have a
It
quick
is,
peek
yeah.
up there?
Yeah, go on.
It's very cool. Want to be on YouTube?
Not really. Not today.
See you later. Let's have a quick
you.
peek up
Thanks
here.
for asking.
Thank you. Let's have a quick peek upstairs. So, some of it was destroyed in the 50s, but a lot of it is completely original. Fantastic. A lovely little bar. The family and staff welcome you to our inn. Free beer tomorrow. I love that. Fantastic. I had to have a look. You know me and my history. Absolutely fantastic. Wow. Let's wander out. Look at this. There's a lot of old timber in here. I know that.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Take care. Have a good day. Bye bye. Wow. What a treat that was. Wow, I've thoroughly enjoyed that. We'll be seeing lots more of that sort of thing tomorrow. Let's continue. Wow, that is one narrow street. So having exited that little part of the Old Town, what have we got over there? Flamingo Family Restaurant. The Old Town Fryer, fish and chips over there, and right in front of me here, the Blue Dolphin Fish Bar. So plenty of fish and chips. The Jolly Fisherman pub over there. So absolutely amazing. What does this sign tell me? Old Town High Street, St Clement's Church, the Stable Theatre, All Saints Church, and George Street shops over there, the West Cliff to the castle. I'm tempted with that. I'm tempted to do the vernacular, I don't know which one it is, up to the top. So we'll see. Well, I found a lovely little shaded area, shaded by the tree here, in a lovely little square. Just look at that, the palm trees, seating, and some great harmonica playing there. That guy right there playing the harmonica with a backing track. Absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to sit and have a cold drink and listen to a bit of his music. Well done, absolutely fantastic. Fabulous little shop, Arkwrights. I've just popped in there to get my supplies. Very, very reasonable. Just chatted to the owner there. He's saying he's actually selling up. I said it's a lovely little shop. He said you want it. He's selling up and going travelling. So best before store. Good luck to you, Arkwrights. What a fabulous little street here in the Old Town. Lots of 18th and 19th century buildings. Let's just walk a little bit further up and wrap up this video. Really enjoying it, and of course the sun is shining. What have we got here? Some ice cream, candy canes, pick and mix. I know someone would like some of those out of there. All sorts of goodies going on there. Look at those candy canes. Wow, fantastic. Look at that. So wow, very busy up here, very popular part of Hastings, the Old Town. Bit of shade, bit of sunshine, lovely buildings, some bunting across the top there. Really lovely, so much character along here. Quirky little shops, a bit like the lanes at Brighton, but slightly different. The lanes have got some very narrow little streets there. But check out the Brighton series, you'll see what... actually, I didn't do the lanes in that series, but there is a series before that I did in Brighton, or a day's filming in Brighton, probably a year ago, and that does include the lanes. But in any case, if you get a chance, check out the Brighton series of just a few weeks ago. Absolutely lovely here. So I'm going to wrap up this video shortly. Make my way back to my hotel, check in, hopefully my room will be ready now, and maybe edit and upload one of these videos. Let's continue. Well, that concludes my walk up to the pier that way, the seafront here at Hastings, and the Old Town. Thoroughly enjoyable. On a day like today anyway, it's going to look beautiful, but Hastings has got so much character. It's such a lovely town, it really is, and we've just seen some of the history here, but there's a whole lot more history to see tomorrow. Something considerably older, probably in terms of history, in a different league, and that'll be Rye, so come with me on that one. But this evening we've got dinner, and it won't be fish and chips. Once again, everybody, thanks so much for joining me on my walk along the seafront and the pier and the old town. Thoroughly enjoyable. If you enjoy watching my videos, please remember to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell for when I upload new videos. This pushes the video out to other people who might be interested in visiting Hastings here. Only spending a short time here, but we have got dinner tonight, and also helps my channel grow. Many thanks everybody. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.